Today I wanted to go through 5 suggestions that I think could make Outlaws of the Old West a great game. We all know it's in early access, so who's really to say what's going to come in the future? We haven't really gotten our hands on a solid roadmap yet, just a small list of things that the devs are planning to add, but with no time or date on any of those. So I thought it would be kind of a cool idea to list a few things that my community on my private server have thought up and discussed with me about what they would like to see added to Outlaws. In the background here, I'm going to have myself building my farmhouse. That's on my horse ranch on Replica's Roost, my private server that I run. If you're interested in joining my Discord just to talk about Outlaws or early access games in general, or even get some more info on my private server, then feel free to check out the description box down below. It'll have a link to my Discord. So without further ado, let's get straight into the first suggestion I have for Outlaws of the Old West. This first suggestion isn't going to come as a shock to anybody. It's highly requested throughout the whole Outlaws community, not just my private server. So my first suggestion is to allow us to add NPCs to our own buildings or build buildings around NPCs. So the game started off with the auctioneer. The auctioneer, for the most part, is a freestanding NPC. He just stands on a little box. But other than that, you can place him wherever you want. So I think a lot of the community, myself included, thought that that was what we were going to get. We were going to get more NPCs like that we could place in structures that we made. But unfortunately, things have started going the other way, and we've been seeing lots of prefabs. So I think it's really important in a game as creative as Outlaws of the Old West, where we do have so much freedom to build as players, that they don't take that creativity away by making us build towns that all look the same if we want to have the functionality of the prefabs. So, first suggestion, let us put NPCs in our own buildings, while also giving players who don't want to have to build buildings the option to use prefabs. Before I get into my second point, I just wanted to make it clear that I know this is an early access game, and we are all kind of testers as early access players. So along with that, the reason I'm making this suggestion video is because it is early access and things are changeable right now. So I thought maybe with a little input from the community, the developers can get an idea of what the people want as far as more features go. So point number 2, we need rare resources or monopolies on resources. Once you figure out the game a little bit, it is extremely easy to keep up your stock of resources. There are no rare materials, so that does not promote trading between players, and it also doesn't promote competition. Right now, everybody can have what everybody else has, and a big aspect to MMOs is competition and looking to see what other players have, wanting what other players have, working for it, or going to do some PvP and take over what they have. So for example, I would love to see something like a white stag hide that if you use it to craft an item of clothing, you get a special buff or just extra stats because it is a rare item from a white stag. Suggestion number 3 is also something highly wanted by my community and I think the Outlaws community as a whole. On my server, we've tried setting up our own economy, but it's very hard to keep that economy going when we literally need to go find the other player and trade with them only when they're online. So this suggestion is that I would love to see a market or a shop system set up so that we can sell our own goods while we're offline. So this could be in the form of an NPC that we place in a building that represents the kind of shop we have. We would be able to set it up similar to an auctioneer, the only restriction being that you have to go visit that shop in order to click the purchase button. But we really need that user interface of setting up like a shop or a market where we can just click to buy or click to put something up for sale. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, Wispa, that's what the auctioneer is for, but the auctioneer has a time limit. You know, you have to wait in order to get your goods. And what a lot of players on my server have been wanting is a way to go pick up goods on the spot as they need them and not want to have to just bid on them and wait for the auction to run out. So this is why I'm suggesting that we have shops where people can buy on the spot or sell on the spot. Along with this, I would also like to see animals be buyable and sellable. A big part of the Old West was buying and selling livestock, horses included. So I would like to see us now being able to trade horses for money or just change ownership of horses, as well as cattle, pigs, and sheep. Of course, this would also include a system of easily moving the livestock, which can be a bit of a problem with the animals that come out of the different barn prefabs, because a lot of the times they don't like to cooperate, but I'm sure that AI will be worked on as the game keeps progressing. Suggestion number 4 is to give us the ability to manage permissions. Give us a system that allows us to change permissions on doors, crates, beds, prefabs, buildings, areas. It would be great to be able to manage our land, either open it up to people or have it completely closed off. So another addition to this could be giving us the ability to change permissions on horses, so we could possibly enable other people to use horses without having them join the guild. Sometimes we want to help new people who either don't want to join a guild with us, or maybe we don't want to create a guild just to be able to help somebody. So I think a permission system is really needed here. It would really help a lot of people to be able to manage their community and their land a little bit better. And last but not least, number 5. Number 5 kind of ties everything together that I've already suggested, and that would be to give us more endgame creatures to take down. So endgame creatures, I'm talking about like bandit bosses, because right now we can't really consider the bandits bosses. So bandit bosses, maybe the infamous Bigfoot, could have a random spawn on the server, and we have jobs as hunters to go track them down. And when we kill these bosses, we get rare materials that would contribute to the economy, competition, and trade between players. Right now it's very easy to get leveled up, geared up, and go out and hunt pretty much whatever you want, including other people. And there's no real differentiation between gear that one player has versus what another player has, unless you're buying a better gun from the gun shop. I think that by allowing us to hunt rare creatures, rare animals, harder bosses, bandit bosses, and then letting us take resources from those things to create even better gear, you would be promoting competition, the economy, etc. between players, and it's also something fun to do besides just build and gather resources. For all I know, these suggestions could all be right around the corner in the game's development. We just don't know it yet. I just thought that I had been hearing a lot of the same thing from people lately, and I wanted to get a video out there about it and see what you all think, see if you agree with my suggestions. If you like them, if you don't like them, please let me know in the comments down below. The game still has the better part of a year to be in early access, and I'm really excited to see what the future of this game will be like. If it continues going like it is, I feel like they're just going to keep adding more and more content, which is only going to make a better game. I'm just hoping that maybe we'll get a bit more freedom back with some of the new content we will have added, as well as the option to continue using the prefab buildings if we like. And of course, all of these suggestions don't have anything to do with bug fixes and glitches, because that's their responsibility as a developer to fix these bugs and glitches so that we as early access players can play. I've noticed they've been doing a lot of little hot fixes after the updates to kind of patch out some oopsies that were made. I think it's great that they are continuing to be so active in the game's development. I just really hope that we can get some solid content in the next few patches, because one of the biggest benefits of a game being in early access is that it will have a flood of players who want to test it out and see what the features are like. And I've noticed the past few weeks that interest has dwindled a little bit in the game, probably due to the fact that there's not much more to do besides build and RP if you're into that kind of thing. But once you've built and RP'd your heart out, you know, you need a little something extra to keep you going and interested in the game. So I'm really hoping that future patches will give us some kind of system that we can play with, or we can monopolize, that will keep us thinking instead of just mindlessly gathering resources and building, because we need to keep players interested in order to get the feedback that the game needs to keep progressing and getting better. So those are a few suggestions for Outlaws of the Old West. I'm really curious to hear if you have any suggestions other than what I listed here. You know, I've really put a lot of time into this game, and I absolutely love the game. The thing that gets me, though, is that it has so much potential. It's kind of a clean slate right now, and there are so many different directions they could go with it, and I'm excited to see what the future will be like. But I'm also worried that it's not ever going to meet its potential. I think kind of everybody has a different idea of the direction they'd like a game to go, so just keep that in mind. This is kind of the way I wish it would go, and as an early access tester, we do have the ability to send in our feedback and suggestions. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do you like the suggestions? Do you have any suggestions of your own? And what do you think about Outlaws of the Old West as a game right now? So guys, as always, enjoy your games and feel free to comment down below and check out my socials. I'm usually pretty active on social media. And also, the fun over at Replica's Roost is still continuing, so if you have any interest at all at joining our group of great outlaws, then feel free to join the Discord. Just a quick note on the Discord, it is not an Outlaws only server, the Discord server is for my whole channel. So you can find other stuff there about Chronicles of Lyria, Oath, MMOs in general, early access games, and a pretty cute pet pics section. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and also thank you for your continued support as I keep trying to grow my channel. I hope you all have had a really good weekend. As always, enjoy your games, and I will see you all in the next video.